Hi, you're welcome. It's good to have you here, or to have you here again if you're always here. Let's blossom together. Let's talk about life, enjoying life, whatever the season. Are you indispensable? If my guess is right, you said no. You said you are not indispensable. But why do we sometimes, often, or always go about life as if we are indispensable? We've been talking about rest. Have you been taking your rest seriously? And if not, could it be because you sometimes feel you are indispensable? Today, I've invited a woman who knows that she's not indispensable to chat to us about why she rests and how she rests. She's my friend, Debra Bavelloni. I've known her for years, and I've always known her to be a very busy person. She has her hands into many pies, always. She's a wife, a mother, a full-time missionary, a pastor, a women leader who's looked up to by many people. She has many people that she mentors. She is very busy. In addition to all of this, you sometimes find her sewing, you find her taking care of other people's children, you find her in very many things. Busy is the word. Yet, Deborah finds her way to rest. And I couldn't imagine doing these videos on rest without inviting her along. Let's hear from Deborah.
Hi everyone, my name is Debra Bavelloni. I live in Montpellier, southern part of France. Thank you, Busola, for making me part of the story. I'm going to be talking to you about rest in my life. So yes, rest is very important. I find that rest is wisdom. Rest is part of my faith, so I love to rest. I have come to learn that I am not indispensable, so I rest so that I can live longer to do more, to achieve more. And because I have a lot in my plate, I cannot afford not to rest. I am more productive, more creative, more attentive when I rest. Part of what I do is listening to people, and when I am rested, not only do I listen, but I listen more attentively, and the people I listen to can tell that I am actually listening to them. I feel healthy mentally, physically, and even spiritually. I do better when I rest. When do I really rest? Actually, it depends on the seasons of my life. Sometimes back, weekends used to be the most busy part of the week for us. So we take Mondays as our rest day. Later, there was no way we could actually take a day off just like that. So we just create moments, times to rest. And then once every year, as you can see where I'm in the nature, we come to the mountain, at least for a week or more, depending on what luxury we can afford in times of time. But we take away time in the summer to come out here and rest. It's a very cool place, very quiet. Even though it's a farm, I guess you're not hearing the noise of the tractors because they are all away from here. But anyway, it's a very quiet place, a very lovely place. The natures, the animals we see in the farms, and the people we interact with, times to pray together. These are times that we go away to rest. And then sometimes, as God permits us, I get the opportunity to actually run away. I remember one time, a few years ago, I had to cry out, I need to get out of Europe. I need to get out to rest. And Busola said, why don't you just go somewhere, to go and rest? When you have good friends, they can help you rest. So yes, opportunities like that, I just get out of Europe, either go to Africa or go to the US as the Lord provides and open the doors, to rest. And then in between my work, my interventions, I actually, days that I cannot get back home for lunch or stuff, I find a very quiet place. I just stop with my car, and in the shade, I just pause there for 15 minutes, get some sleep, short nap, and if I'm eating that day, I just eat in my car. If I don't, I just listen to a music or read a book and just unwind from work. By the time I get back to my next intervention, you can imagine I will even do better than I did, the previous intervention I had. So yes, these are times that I rest, and I am very, very intentional about rest. I don't joke with my time of rest. So how do I actually rest? So many ways, in different ways. Actually, I love to listen to messages of some of my mentors, depending on the seasons of my life and my need. So I just listen to a message, and I love to do several things. I get good ideas from DIYs, so I watch them and take notes or even copy and get ideas from them. I love to read. I read so during some of my rest times to rejuvenate and of course get refreshed and new ideas. I love to listen to music. I love music. I like worship. I like lively songs also. So I listen to worship songs, and I love songs from Africa. I'm Nigerian, so I love to listen to Nigerian worship songs and praise songs. Takes me back home and helps me to really unwind. Nigerians have faith. Yes, I am also relational, and so some of the ways I rest also is to get in touch with some of my friends that are not here, either by phone calls, video calls, and of course I like to go out too, like where we are now. So this is actually one part of how I rest. But we come away in this place once in a year to rest, and in other parts of the year that we rest also. Of course, I stay indoors at home and do all those things that I said I do. And sometimes when the opportunity, the time allows, also we hang out with friends, kind of to exchange and share and unwind. So rest is really, really something that I don't joke about. If you are the workaholic type and don't really have time for rest, please look out for time to rest. Another important benefit of rest for me is that when I am rested, my family also enjoy, part of it, because then they have their mother present, and my husband also have his wife's attention when I am rested. But when I am not, I can actually get all irritated. I shouldn't say that on video, right? But that's the facts. There's no pretense about it. That's just to tell you how important for me rest is. I need rest to be me. I need rest to do my best. Thank you for listening.
Oh wow, that is packed. Short nap, yeah, even in her car, just park by the roadside and get 15 minutes sleep. If you can, why not? Just be sure that if you are not in Montpellier, wherever you are, it's safe to do that. You feel safe when you are doing that. Then she talked about hanging out with friends, a way to rest. If that works for you, again, I would say, why not? Reading, listening to music, and she says, worship music help her rest. How about you? Worship, thanksgiving, a way of showing gratitude to God, honoring God. That is unbeatable. It's an unbeatable way to rest. I'm sure she would have added dancing. Debbie, I'm sure you dance through too, because you just can't listen to those Nigerian worship songs without moving your body. So dancing can be a way of rest. Did you catch that? Deborah said rest is a part of her faith. 2 videos ago, Pastor Sam said something similar. God rested, giving us an example that we need to rest. And speaking about faith, do you have faith in Jesus Christ? That is one best way to find rest. He says, come to me, all of you who labor and are heavy with burdens, and I will give you rest. Come to Jesus Christ, have him as your Lord and Savior, and you will have rest. Listening to messages by people that she respects, her mentors, that helps her rest. One of her ways of resting. And I'm sure one of her ways of resting is watching or listening to Blossom with Busola. I am very sure of that. That works for me too. I listen to messages or watch YouTube talks by people I love listening to or watching. Sometimes that's more restful for me than the actual nap, because I might lie down to nap and my mind is so filled with things that I find that it's not a restful time for me just lying down. So I watch or listen to people that I love listening to. Now, she said she watches DIY and practices them. Sister Deborah, yeah, DIY is your thing. So if DIY is your thing, do it yourself. You know, you learn carpentry, a bit of carpentry, a bit of plumbing, a bit of this, how to fix your sink, how to fix your door. Yes, go for it. I'm surprised that is restful. But you see, we keep getting tips on how people rest. Whatever helps you rest, hey, go do it. There was something she said there. She said, I'm at my best when I rest. Did you know you're a poet? Such rhymes, at my best when I rest. We all are at our best when we rest. Get the rest. If you've liked this, don't forget to click like. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Share generously with others and leave your comments. Be generous. Share with us how you rest. Thank you again for coming here today. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Until then, bye.